How's it going, everyone? Nick here with a news update for next year's The Predator. So as we know, the last big thing that's come out about the film was that the production had wrapped on it about a month ago now, and we got some set photos prior to that of kind of the new Predator ship, and then before that we also got a leaked kind of first look at the standard Predators that we're going to be seeing in the film, not the hybrid one that's going to be 10 feet tall or the other rumored creatures, but we did get a look at the traditional Predators. They're going in a different direction where they're sort of working alongside the humans, and now there's been a new article published by Entertainment Weekly where they talked to Keegan-Michael Key, who's one of the main cast in the film, kind of about where the film will take place in the Predator universe and how it connects to the timeline, or whether or not it's actually a sequel. And essentially he says that the Predator movie was very much a privilege for him to film, and that fans are going to be very much in for a surprise if they're just expecting kind of a carbon copy remake of the first movie, which a lot of people actually complain about with Alien Covenant, I think, which is kind of ironic that he mentioned that, because that was one of the sort of minor complaints that I saw a lot of people saying, like, oh, it just feels beat for beat like the original Alien films, and there's not really much different about it. So it seems like this movie is definitely going to be going in some new directions, and maybe the fan base won't be all on board. The more important thing that he says, though, is he continues to talk about it and says that it's not a sequel, it has tons of the humor that's notable to Shane Black, but it certainly lives in the universe of the 5 films that were made. Note that he says 5, and that's probably the best way and the only way that he can say it right now without spoiling things or whatever. So it's interesting that he mentions 5 films, because we know that there were 3 Predator-based films and then the 2 AVP movies. So I'm wondering, are they going to actually acknowledge that AVP 1 and 2 existed in the universe? Like, are those canon to Predator? Like, I'm kind of confused about that, because we know that those aren't canon to the Alien timeline stuff, like the, you know, Prometheus and Covenant and whatnot. But I'm wondering if maybe Fox is going to say, like, yeah, those happened in our timeline of Predator movies. Like, you know, you had the Arnold movie, then you had Danny Glover's movie, then you had AVP 1 and 2, then Predators, and now we have The Predator coming out next year. So I'm wondering why he says it's not a sequel, because prior to this we'd heard, like, oh yeah, it's going to be very much in the vein of like the first 2 movies, and it'll definitely reference the events of those movies, but it hasn't really been defined yet. So to have him come out and say, no, it's not a sequel, but it's not a standalone movie or a reboot or anything, it just exists in the universe. So it seems a lot to me like the 2010 film now, where it's just sort of like a one shot that just happens at some point in the Predator timeline. We don't really know when, or if it's going to reference Dutch and his team, or Harrigan, or any of that kind of stuff. But leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you guys think about this update, and are you bummed out that it's not actual sequel or classified as a sequel, or are you relieved that this is just going to be like kind of an anthology movie that just happens? It's something that's set in the universe. It might reference the other movies, but it's not exactly a direct sequel. As always, thank you all for watching. My name is Nick, and for more on the Alien and Predator universe, subscribe to Hybrid Network.